Hey everybody, welcome to Candy Coated Conversations with your girl Candace here, and joined as always by my co-host Tamika, heavy on the Scott. Hey Tamika.
Hi, Candy.
Hey, how you doing today, girl?
I have a migraine. How are you?
Oh my God. Go drink some wine, see if it goes away. I am fantastic. I have ended and rounded out week 2 of this training, and I knew that it was going to be it wasn't a rough day, but I was looking forward to Friday. So look, the second I woke up this morning, I just started chilling my wine. And I'm over here. The day is done. The week is over. Yes. Hey, Marla. Look, we got
Yeah.
early birds today. We got early birds. Let me get to the early birds. Stop all this chitter chatter. Okay, let's see. Sharon is here, and
Hi,
Sharon has
Miss
a
Sharon.
wonderful, yeah, Sharon with a wonderful message to everybody. She says, I want to thank you all for the love and support you guys has given me. I'm humble and honored to be in the virtual presence of each one of you. As
Oh,
are we, Sharon, and we wish you nothing but the best with your business, lady. It's
likewise.
only up from here. Look, you didn't got invited to that farmers market on a consistent basis.
Mm.
Next time, the next thing that's coming for you is a few stores are going to be interested and they want to put your popcorns in their stores. We speaking it into existence for you, girl. Let's say hi to Voracious One.
Hi,
Hey, Go
V1.
Butter.
Hey,
Yes,
go
hey, Go
butter.
Butter. Let's see our favorite. Look, I'm changing your name to
A
our
fan.
favorite paralegal. Cassandra is here in the building. Y'all really find her under your fave paralegal Cassandra right here on YouTube. She's going through everything. Let's see. Sade is here in the
Hey,
building.
Day.
And Marla happened to
Hey,
find us. Hey
Marla.
Marla, how you doing, lady? Marla, you gotta tell us about your Belize adventures.
Yes. Thank
Gracious was
you,
said, why
Marla.
are you both look, I'm trying to whisper a little bit because Tamika said she had a migraine. I ain't trying to make it worse, Voracious. Come on, man.
I can't hear you. If you...
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Hey Coco.
Hey, Coco
Oh
Drill.
my goodness. Thank you for the super sticker, Marla. Much appreciated. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
That's right. We speaking it into existence. Cassandra has a business that I hope is booming now that she has started her channel. It's booming with all the people over there. And look, let me say something to you, Cassandra. Because look, you clocked it right off the bat. I said, oh Lord. I said Cassandra's channel is taking off over here, and now everybody over here wants some legal advice. Girl, look, I'm gonna tell it again for her. Look, I'm gonna say it for her. Cassandra does that for a living, y'all. So y'all come on the chat, get them updates. But look, y'all can't be getting no personal stuff unless you go into official channels, because she get paid for that. That's not on a freebie basis. You need to go to your employer's EAP program. They be giving 30-minute consultations, but for free. But
Right.
Cassandra charges for hers. Okay,
Hey,
welcome to
Tina.
Welcome, Daniel Berry Sports
Hey,
Highlights. Hey, Babs,
Daniel.
how are you? How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is off to a great Friday. Look, Tamika, now I think you've been asleep. Let
You
me
be
ask
saying
the
my name like my mom say my name, Candy.
chat.
Oh, yeah. What did you say?
Tamika, I know you've been asleep with your migraine and everything, but y'all put it in the chat because I've been busy today. Look, do we got any new Krishan updates? Hey, Donicia, welcome.
Hey, Donintia, heavy on the Scott, part two.
Hmm. Do we have any Krishan updates? Because I know Smiley was saying, "Oh, she gonna be out by the end of the week." Now, I took that to mean Monday through Friday, but I don't know how the wheels of justice when you locked up and you get out. Can you get out on a Saturday? Can you get out on a Sunday? I don't know. So we're gonna just have to rely on the plugs. So let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. And I'm about to get right on over here to y'all know, I don't know why. Sometimes they be dry as I don't know what, but I do be trying to start with the shade room. So let's see what's going on, y'all.
Cassandra said, I don't listen to Smiley or none of them. Oh, I think
Oh my God. Give me a moment, y'all. Shade room over here tripping. You haven't noticed nothing unusual from me today because I ain't even been on here today. Okay, that was quick. Thank you.
Hey, truth will make you free.
Hey Truth, how are you? Welcome. Now we're okay. Here we go, y'all. Let's get into this. Yes, and if you have not if you didn't hit the like button on your way in, please take a moment to do that. I appreciate it, you guys, very very much. So let's see. Because I hear Cassandra saying, "Don't listen to none of these people." Okay, now here's something interesting. Look at this, y'all. Ooh, look, oh how the mighty have fallen. It says Miami Beach reportedly revokes Sean Diddy Combs Day amid federal sex, trafficking investigation and multiple abuse lawsuits. Oh Lord. Now, this is just a picture of when they gave it to I Am Diddy Day in Miami Beach. This is and look, y'all, it looks like he's had this distinction since 10/13/2016. But you see how quick they gonna snatch your stuff back? Anything they gave you, they taking it back. Like, oh hell no, we don't want him representing us. So let me read this real quick. It says Diddy continues to battle the various assault claims being made against him and his federal ex trafficking case. He's also been hit with some pretty serious repercussions. Most recently, the city of Miami has decided to revoke the honor it bestowed on him back in 2016, Sean Diddy Combs Day. Nearly a decade ago, Mayor Philip Levine declared October 13th as Sean Diddy Combs Day in the city of Miami, according to Miami Herald. The Miami Beach Commission decided to revoke that proclamation on Wednesday. Okay, well, I wouldn't want that either. And look, also as a reminder, you guys, I already went in earlier and pinned the link if you guys want to join us up on the panel. It's pinned at the top, so just click that. If there's an issue with that, just let me know. Now, what is this here? This is an ad. Nope. Okay. Now, what do you guys think about this? Let's see what y'all think about this. It says the Supreme Court votes to uphold Oregon law imposing fines and potential jail time on people sleeping outdoors. Now, how do you guys feel about that? Because you know what? In a day and time when literally, let's be for real, there's people that are working jobs that can't afford their rent and things like that. It's outrageous out here. People that you never thought would be homeless are becoming homeless. Is that wrong to then further humiliate them and penalize them for being homeless? What do you guys feel about that? It says in a 6-3 vote on Friday, the Supreme Court upheld an Oregon city law that's aimed at banning homeless residents from sleeping outdoors and in public spaces. The court ruled that homelessness is not a status protected by the Eighth Amendment, which prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. According to the New York Times, the law imposes fines and potential jail time on people for sleeping anywhere in public at any time, including in their cars if they use as little as a blanket to keep warm or rolled up shirt as a pillow.
I don't like that. You know why? Because in DC, right? Okay, like
Mhm.
it's like by the monument. It's probably like 2 blocks away from my job. There's a McPherson Square Park, right? And that's where like you like see like the tents and things like that. I don't like when they come out, which is the city, they will come out and they will tell them like they got to take up their tents, they got to take up their covers, and these people don't got nowhere to stay. Now, y'all know inflation is up to the roof. So just imagine
Yeah,
the
people are
capital
literally
state.
losing
How
their
much you
homes.
can afford the capital state? I can't even afford a capital state. That's why I'm in Maryland. So it's just like leave them alone. They are in a park. It's no playground in the park. It's just park, trees, birds. That's it. Allow them to do that.
Give them something, because this right here, this comment right here
They
that
just
I'm
don't
putting
like
up,
it because they're right down the street from the White House and it
and
don't
thinking
look
it's making
good.
them look
That's
bad.
what that is.
But that's the reality. That's the reality. Cassandra says that's not right. The city needs to step up and build housing if they want to stop the homeless crisis. Yes. Now,
Yeah.
we know that there's people, I mean, there are some people that, due to other circumstances. And I'm talking, when I say other circumstances, I'm talking about there may be a lot of mental health issues and things like that, where people are not medicated and taking their medication and things like that. And you may consistently find these type of people reverting back, or liking to be out there. They don't want to be contained. And a lot of times that's going to be because they're dealing with other issues as well. But when you have literal families out here that are homeless, and in encampments and things of
Welcome,
this
Miss
nature.
Marla.
Hey, Marla, how are you, lady? I think that's just fundamentally wrong to then further penalize them by giving them fines that they can't even afford. If they could afford fines, daily fines that you want to give them, they would be able to pay rent. That's inhumane to just add that on top of an already bad situation. Marla, what do you think about this?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts about this kind of stuff. And I always start with the disclosure that when my son was at one of his greatest episodes, he was homeless.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the street. And you're not offering, first of all, 73% of most homeless people are struggling with mental health issues, meaning that they can't function normally. They can't keep jobs, they can't do all that. So there's enlightened care that we could do, but I think it's cruel. I think it's cruel to not offer help and a solution, but offer punitive punishment for something on this level. I think it's ridiculous. But I will give you an anecdote. There's a guy in LA,
Mm-hmm.
um, and this always made me laugh because I think that people misunderstand mental health so deeply that they don't realize how intelligent they are. He built a two-story homeless house. He built it out like connected to a pole that had power. He had a slide in it. I'm not even trying to be funny. He connected it to water, and the city of LA was so mad. And I said, "This dude is genius!" Like he literally had a two-story cardboard house almost, and had power, lights, the whole thing for free.
Well, well, the thing of it is, he probably is unchecked on some medications, but a brilliant man. You know,
He's brilliant, but
yeah,
I
you
but
never know.
yeah,
It's an assumption. It's an assumption that these people, they never were productive people in society. That man may have been a scientist in his heyday before things went bad or something went wrong, or he went unchecked for whatever. I mean, I'm just saying, you just never know.
you
People
never
make
know.
judgments on people just because they're homeless and in a bad situation, and that really could just be all that it is, hey, I'm just in a bad situation out here. What do they tell people that for the majority of working people, what they say, you're just one or two checks away from homelessness. Literally.
And that's what I try to remind everybody, and I say all the time. But by the grace of God, there go I. And that's a real statement to make because just in my life, I've had a lot and I've had nothing. So I can relate to all of that. I don't care about other people's expectations. That's the ebb and the flow of actual life. And so you just don't know where you'll be at any one given time. And if you're in a position that you never have to see that, consider yourself blessed. But it doesn't, the dignity that we've stripped from these people is gross.
Yeah,
That's what I have to say.
yeah. I can remember one day, and I was actually working at the time, and I was with. I may have told this one time before, but I'll repeat myself. No big deal. But I remember being out working one time, and I would do community inclusion and things like that. And one day I was at a Barnes and Noble with a client, and mind you guys, I'm from Alaska. So, homeless people in Alaska, if you don't have anywhere to go, you're literally in the freezing cold, right? Now, keep in mind, we're in a Barnes and Noble where people come there all the time. Students go there, they have their backpacks, they sleep in, the whole 9 yards. And I was sitting there, and there was a man who, just by the looks of him, was clearly homeless, but he had dozed off. A security guard at the Barnes and Noble, mind you, I want you to keep in mind, there were other people in there dozed off in the nice, comfy chairs. There's a nice fireplace in there going the whole 9 yards. And the security guard walked over to this homeless man and threw water on him to wake him up. He didn't do it to anyone else. Do you know the fuss that I made? Do you know the fuss that I made? And I can't even remember, but they had to change their policy on how they did it. I made such a fuss when you did that. Like, you thought that was like, you don't know me from Adam to think that I would agree with you doing that. So you know what I'm saying? So I made such a huge stink. I got the security guard in trouble. I had management involved, the whole 9 yards, because I don't see you throwing water on all these other people that you deem looking clean, or that you feel like, oh, they must have somewhere to stay. But this man right here, who you're judging, and he's homeless, which he probably was, but that, to me, that was inhumane and degrading to do. So yeah,
Absolutely. I not only do I agree, but I applaud you. I'm talking very calmly and quietly because Tamika has a migraine.
has a
So
mind.
this is this
Okay,
is my this is my
Thank
this is my
y'all.
this is my migraine voice.
let me get to a couple of these comments on this topic
I
here before.
appreciate it.
So Bev says, but yet they bring people from other countries and pay for them to be here. And that's very true as well. That's very true. Go Butter said, this is wrong. Why can't they then, that wants to help, like they help all the other people in this country? That's right. They give help to bailouts to every sector. There's always money to do something, but to help when you should be helping. Okay, Sharon said, not to mention when they host some major event, they find shelter for them during the duration of the event. That's right, because they don't want them out there, like Tamika said. It looks bad, you know. Tita says, but this does make them look like the devils while they giving housing, health, and food and jobs to people that are not American. That's right. That's right. And that's right. We talked about it on a previous show. What about all these empty malls? Do you know how many places that you could in housing that you could turn those empty malls into?
Okay, so let me just can I just keep it real?
Yeah.
All right. You know, first let me just tell you that let me talk about LA. People in areas,
Hmm.
and I joke because if there's a hills behind your city, Woodland Hills, West Hills. West Hills is actually a split. It used to be Canoga Park, but then they wanted to say they were West Hills, and then what do you think happens? Higher property taxes. So what I used to say is, if you if there's a speed bump that you live on that gives you any elevation in LA, you're paying more money. So people who have that kind of money, they don't want that riffraff in their community. Go where they think so the key about economic equity is you're okay being minority, you're okay being poor, but stay in your place. Don't come out. They're angry when you have what they have. And so I'm just trying to tell you that that's what so you talk so and I said that Candy because there's an empty mall. I lived in Woodland Hills for 31 years. There's an empty mall called it was the Promenade Mall. Near me, I could walk to 52 different restaurants in my neighborhood. Walk in less than a mile. And that mall is empty. But they came and bulldozed people, homeless people started to realize, wait, this is a great neighborhood. This is safe. And they started putting up tents and they came and just literally physically bulldozed Because when you're talking about these kind of things, when they put up those, they put up some independent trailers at one of the parks in my neighborhood, and the neighbors went freaking ballistic. It was, they put them in the parking lots because they needed to isolate them because of COVID. So now you can get a ticket, come into this parking lot, Woodland Hills Park, Shoot Park, and get a ticket and go into your own independent, like RV, like a small mobile situation. And they got them out of there. And I was in tears because the church nearby set up stuff where they could shower, and people in the neighborhood, these are, multi-million dollar houses. They don't want it. I don't want you, because they don't understand. They look beyond the humanness in it. And
Yeah, you
safe.
driving my property taxes up.
Exactly. So
You making it look bad over here. These
exactly.
homeless people around here, these beggars.
Exactly. So my youngest daughter was living in Venice. When you have a homeless encampment at the foot of the driveway of an $8 million house, you really think that everybody's going to be like, oh, we're good? It's always economic. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about use of these things, I'm just telling you right now, look it up. There's an empty mall, a whole freaking mall, the Promenade, and they're not
I
going to
believe you.
even.
They're
They're
all
not
over the
going to.
country.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because some kind of way, these are the dregs of society. And so for example, that's why I put myself out there all the time, because I'm like, okay, well, once I understood, oh my God, my son's a danger, but I had to put him out. He's on the street. He
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
come from
one of
he
them.
does
Yeah, he's one of
exactly, but
them.
he does exactly, but he doesn't come from that. And had it not been my kids, I wouldn't probably see it that way. Now I see it differently. It's like, wait, you have, Lee Daniels' nephew, a classmate of my son's, fully schizophrenic. Enough money. I've had his parents on my show. Enough money to do anything they want. He chooses homelessness because he's not well.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. So I'm just saying that the solutions, and I'm saying, let me just wrap this up. I'm saying this to say the solutions that you're coming up with in a brain balanced brain doesn't will never address the truth of the reality in that sector of society. It will
Yeah.
not. Because we could
Is
do
that
this for we could make we could spend far less money as a society with enlightened care if we chose to, but instead, you know what they did? They decided we're going to let prison be the best. That's where most mental health people, 78%, at least I'm talking LA stats, that's where they're held.
in prison, you guys?
Exactly.
And look at the frequency. They always can prop up a new prison, a new state of the art prison. But how about popping up a tiny home village to care for people and give them something nominal?
They're
You know
not
what
going
I'm
to do
saying?
that.
But
They're
they're
not
not
going to
going to
do
do
that.
that. But they're easily will put up and grant permission, and they can find the
Absolutely.
money to put a prison.
You know why though?
And that's
Because
what they're trying to do. Look what they're trying to do with this, you guys.
I understand. I'm the one who led a whole revolt in LA. Because the reality is, what I'm trying to tell you at the end of the day, if I put you in prison, you know what else? You're a ward of the state. The term wardy, that's what it is. And at that point, I now, it's private sector. I own the prison and I own you. You're disenfranchised. You're no longer able to vote. You're not a productive member of society, and I can get you to do what I need you to do for free.
Hmm.
Prison is an industry. Don't get it twisted. So
Oh
I
yeah,
fought
there's
like,
plenty of prisoners in there
oh,
that
it's
work
an
a
industry.
8 hour day and work a shift, and
Absolutely, it's an
and
industry.
they're making things and things like that and getting free labor. It is true. They doing
Yeah,
more than pressing license plates in there. That's old school. There's prisons where those prisoners are working and doing a lot of things that need to be done, and they don't get paid anything for it, free labor, things like that, for the most part. Yeah, it's true, you guys. Oh, and this is a sad and disheartening topic. Hey, Katina, welcome, welcome, welcome. Because there are things that can be done, but just like Marla's point, they're not going to do it. It's not in the government and the powers that be favored to do that. So yeah, that's that's something wild.
When you consider the disproportionate amount of minorities that are incarcerated, then there you have it. It's all another indentured servitude type model that people just aren't understanding. You don't get it. And very few people get the opportunity, which is why I try to help families. That's what my foundation is all about. Because I was able to understand and take my son out of criminal uh, i- issue and put him into court 95 and get his record expunged based on incompetence. But if you don't know how to do that, then shit. Oh well. What you
Yeah.
got? Yeah. Nothing. And so that's the whole point. Now you're a nobody legally. I don't mean you're a nobody like you don't have a name. I'm saying you're literally a nobody. You're disenfranchised. You're done. Don't get me started.
Mm-mm.
I'm coming off the
Now,
debate, so I'm mad.
well, look, get hyped up again because we about to talk about the debate real quick. Look,
Oh
put it
my
in the chat.
God.
Put in the chat. I want to know what y'all thought about the debate last night. What did y'all think about the debate last night? And while you guys are formulating your thoughts, look, let's go through a couple of clips here.
Joe let us. I don't think Joe put confidence in his country the way that he should have. He let us down. Donald Trump, I barely listened to him, only through the shade room with the little side jokes. But with Joe, because he's our current president, that may be our future president, you didn't put confidence in us as U.S. Americans. So I can say that, and I couldn't hold that back.
Tamika, Tamika, what
Yeah.
you saw, Tamika, what we saw, and this is sad.
Was a
He
shit show.
he can't. You're not understanding. He can't. He can't. And if you claim to be selfless, here's what should happen from here. Are you guys ready? Joe, give yourself 2 weeks to figure out a suitable plan. Step down, like because there's also a sequential expectation of honor, meaning Kamala is the vice president. Step down in 2 weeks. Step down Monday. Step down in 2 weeks from Monday. Fine. Get yourselves together. Let voluntarily resign as president right now. Let Kamala be the president. Listen to me. This is the way it has to happen. Let Kamala be the president right now so we can say she did that. She goes down in history. We're good. You get yourselves together. You come together. Who's our strongest ticket? Gavin Newsom, whoever the hell it's going to be, that's vibrant and smart and can do what we need done, that can expose Donald Trump and contend with this mofo. And now you put him up at the Democratic National Convention. The DNC's coming and you run him. You run a new ticket in November because Kamala will have already been president. So because she can't make it. She can't make it. So we need to get it in our head. Joe's not gonna make it. So thank you. I posted on my Instagram today. Thank you for everything, Joe. It's time for you to go.
Yeah, he's at this
I
point. I
agree.
I think I have to be honest. Joe is coming off like he's medically incompetent right now, and
Yes,
he
he
definitely
is.
needs to retire. Some things have gone on with Joe that I believe they're trying to hide from us. They don't want to know that he's in a fragile health state right now. I don't think he's medically competent to serve right now. I really, really don't. I really don't.
Stop saying right now. Shit, he's 100 years old. It's not gonna get better. You're
It, it absolutely isn't. So I
not.
can't honestly, I can't believe he's even signing up for 4 more years.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
what made you feel like you needed to be a two-term president in the
because
state of your health?
because you don't understand what's at stake. That's what I'm trying to eat. This is why I'm like,
That's deep, Miss Marla.
you don't know what's at stake. I would rather die in office than we're about to turn the corner to an America that is no longer an America. So you know what my suggestion is? I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000% real. Hey, I'm on that Kendrick Cat shit right now. Hey, Biden. You know, y'all like them. You like them old. Listen, here's my thing. Right now, you need to understand if Trump gets back in this office, I don't think you're even understanding that. Which one?
It's gonna
I
be.
don't.
I don't know
No,
how
no, no, no,
what
no, no,
level of a shit show I would call this. If Trump
no.
gets back in the
Not
office,
a shit
I don't
show.
even know how much of a
You
shit show
don't
this is gonna
have
be.
the same country. I don't. I'm trying to tell you. Think about this, Candy. Think about this. Everyone in the chat. Think about this, Tamika. Please. This man is an 34 time not indicted. You are a freaking convicted felon. How many felons do we know? Let me tell you this.
And they are allowing this man to run.
Wait,
I can't even
get
believe this.
a felony. You can't vote, but you can become the president. Get a felony. You can't have a weapon legally. You're done. But you're gonna run for the president?
And how is that even being allowed?
I'm trying to tell you what you're looking at is an agenda. So people always say, I didn't see it coming. I've been screaming for 8 years. This man is mentally ill. I know what it looks like. I know how it walks. I know how it talks. And guess what else? I know how to deal with it. For real, for real, for real. So what I'm saying is, I gave a whole, go on my Instagram, I gave a whole debate prep. You do not need to bring up any policy. He's not there for that.
Facts, Coco.
He's not there for that because you'll take my intelligence, you'll hijack it, and you'll flip that shit. Because you know why they do it? They believe it. They're pathological liars and they're good at it because they believe they're not trying to be. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna tell a lie to get out of trouble. I'm gonna tell a lie to avoid a consequence. Or I'm gonna tell a lie to. In their head, it takes literally clinically 1 to 2 minutes for that personality type to perceive something, create an alternate fact, and believe it. That's clinical. I gave you some more information that you'll probably never know. And at that point, I'm dealing with my feelings only. I'm not dealing with logic. I'm not dealing with reason. I'm not dealing with any of that. At that moment only, I'm dealing with my own hurt. So if my hurt says this guy who walked away, oh, he raped me, you believe that shit. It's not true. So what he did was Trump. What he did was Joe Biden began, they ask a question, he began to talk about his policy. Trump doesn't know shit about foreign policy. Now the police all love me. He started talking about Gold Star families and I can't, but my son was in the service and blah, blah, blah. I'm all about the service. That's what they do. This is what they do. So what I'm trying to tell you is we're done because you're too stupid. He's not a smart man, which is what I keep trying to point out. Which one of us can get $10 million inherited and you bet file bankruptcy 6 times? Get out of here. We should never see you again. That means you're not smart at business. You're an adulterer. You're a sex offender. You're a criminal. You're convicted of all these things. This is not a guess. And no one in your sphere is saying he didn't do it. They're just saying, oh, all these alternate things. So my suggestion is get your cronies, Crody, go get your people, and go start an annex in Russia. Stop
Y'all
trying to
hear
flip.
Marlon say Crody?
Stop trying to flip America. What you're trying to do to America because you want the resources here. What they don't want to do, what he doesn't want is to be rejected from the power. That's what he's after. Now, black Americans need to get their head out their ass because you've already taken it off our back. You took this country by our skin. You took this country by our blood, by our uteruses, through our bodies. Because the bottom line is, you whipped us 5 industries, 5 industries. You got free labor. That's why we're powerful, not for any other reason. Your monkey asses were too weak in Constitution to even do anything. Unreal. 5 industries is why we are where we are. Free, that we gave you free labor. And
Hi,
so
everybody. I'm
so
sorry.
it's,
Welcome,
hey,
Go Butter. Welcome, Go Butter. Go
Okay.
Butter, what do you got to say about all this, girl? What you got to say?
I'm feeling so much like Marla. I swear on every. level. This is unconstitutional. I mean, even when they asked Trump, I want your opinion, Miss Marla. If he loses this race, all right, is he going to basically walk away without any, revenge? He couldn't even answer that. He was asked that 3 times.
He
So
said
we
if
already
he
know.
didn't say he said, well, I mean, if there's fraud. I mean,
Right,
last time there was so much fraud, and I'm like,
right.
and then the moderator said we proved that wasn't true.
Uh-huh.
And then he tried, but let me tell you what's scary. 42% of our citizens, and the only person who came forward today and said something that made sense. We have to stop waiting for somebody in a figurehead position, president, whatever, to save us.
It's not going to happen.
70% of us, right? What we need to do right now, though, 70% of all Americans, black, white, Muslim, Christian, it doesn't matter. We all feel the same way. We
Mhm.
want the same basic thing, 70%. The other 30% are extremists, extreme right or extreme left. It doesn't matter. We need to now say, this is not acceptable. Stop it. We cannot let this freaking criminal be a president. We're done. And we need a new candidate that can defeat and at least give us 4 years that we can regain strength as a country, respect as a nation. And we need to stop letting it be about everybody else and get to freaking work.
Right.
Stacey Abrams showed us how to do it. We need to do that.
Amen.
We
You
have
can't just keep complaining. You can't keep complaining.
no,
You
we
have to
have
get active. You got to go to work.
130 days, right? So
Shit.
I don't even understand why they are ignoring all these things that they see in Biden. He's done grown his natural age. He needs to be sitting down, drinking some tea, enjoying his grandchildren and family at this time. Seriously. I take care of over 200 patients like him, residents.
He's 81, you guys. He's too
81
old.
years
He's
old.
81. He's
I
too
man,
old.
I manage all of that dementia, this, that, and the other. I seen it when he went into office the day that he was elected. If you look at what he looked like when he was running, and then the day that he swore into that office, it's like a night and day. It took a toll on him. It took a toll on him.
It
He is
takes a toll on
the
every president.
On
yes,
every president.
yes,
Look, it had transformed Obama.
yeah, it did.
It transformed them. So I feel like, okay, I believe that
Every
he
hair on
was
Obama's
blessed
head
as
was
a
gray when
vice
he left. It
president,
was.
honestly.
Yeah, it was. But I don't understand why they got all the best doctors that they are around every day that is not speaking up. Speaking up. You
They
can't
are, but
tell
but
me
go butter. They are speaking up. You have to under. See, this is the other thing. I just feel like my
they
head's
Look,
gonna
need to put it
explode.
Sandra
out
got a
there.
question.
They need this. This shouldn't be okay for him to
It's
still stand.
politics.
I know, but I hate that. I don't like it.
Oh my
It's you
God.
mean to tell me
Look,
nobody in
guys,
this whole country is
Cassandra got a
capable
question.
of running?
Cassandra says, so y'all wouldn't vote for Bert. I'm just trying to take a different route. But Cassandra says, so y'all wouldn't vote for Bernie Sanders. He's 82.
No,
No,
because
I
No,
Bernie.
I think there
no.
definitely needs to be a cap these days.
It's
I think that's we there's a cap, age limit before you can be president, and I
Yes.
think they need to put a cap on when you can need to stop, how
Yes.
old you need to be.
Yes.
And to be really honest with you, I think that needs to be maybe
Rewritten.
around 65 or so.
Yes, me too. Absolutely.
I
listen.
really do.
You know what
Yep.
I told my. You know what I told my mother today.
Tops is 70.
I said this is so painful because I said because my mom looks like she's in her 60s, so she's 81, but
Hmm.
she's super stubborn. Like had a hip replacement, and the lady's like, "Oh, let me put the belt on you." She jumps out the bed and almost falls over, and I said, "You know what? This is just dumb." So we were talking this morning, and I said, "Mom," I said, you're an ageist because you're so vibrant. You hate to be identified by age. However, this situation with Joe Biden feels like, give me the keys. So when my mom and I go out, now you can kill yourself. You can't drive when I'm in the car because we've driven off curbs and I'm like, I'm not trying to play with you.
I'm
You
crying.
play, you play too much. You play too much. So
Mhm.
when we get ready to leave the house to do anything, I'm like, she's like, "Are you driving?" I said, "Is that even a question?" And if I drive her car, give me the key. I drive myself to the airport and let her drive herself home. If I'm in the car, you're not driving. So what I'm saying to her, I said, "Mom, the Joe Biden thing, you know what this feels like? How hard is it for you? Just give me the keys. It's time for you to not drive anymore. Give me the keys. You
Right.
don't want to you don't want to give me the keys. Give me the keys."
Oh, bless her
And
heart.
and I love her. And she jolly, she was with me in Belize. She goes everywhere because that's her calling card. Oh, look what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, except girl, I said we need to put a tag on your phone. This is just funny comedy in our family. I said, you know how
Hey, Eva.
we have kids, we have toys for my grandson, and it says 3 and up or whatever. I said that needs to be on technology. This phone is not for use from anybody 50 and over. We need technology.
Child, 'cause I sure be struggling. I sure be struggling. Call my kids. Do this.
I'm like, my mother's like, I said, Mom, did you just post this whole crazy comment about my brother-in-law that you wanted to send me a private message on my Facebook wall? What the? My friends were calling me going, you might want to look at your wall. I was like, wait, what? Anyway, I'm just trying to say age is an issue, which is what we're talking about with Joe Biden. But the other problem is it's so much bigger than that. Yeah, we can put a cap on the age. We can cap the age, but it's shit. I got gray hair and I'm only taking care of two mentally imbalanced kids and one balanced one, and I got three. What if I took on the woes of a nation? My head would blow off. What?
Yes,
Of
and
course I'm
he
gonna be
has
stressed
he
out.
has had personal struggles going on. Hasn't during his tenure hasn't he lost a son
Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
disease, and
Yeah.
then another son is going to prison. You know,
Yeah.
he got a lot of things going on, a lot of personal things going on that are aging this man even further. You guys, hey T, how are you? So it's just too much. It's too much.
How about that Project 25? Did anybody read that? Is it Project
About yeah,
25?
what they're trying to do with the real agenda behind taking over the government. That's what
Yes,
you're from. Yeah,
it's just insane.
it's,
Our education, our children education.
but it isn't. And that's the thing about it is, even though we
Mhm.
have this union, it was formatted imperfectly from freaking jump. So when he says make America great again, I need you to understand something. Hear me. Poor white people, you're effed. Black people, you're effed. Black women, you're
Exactly.
effed. You know why?
Yep.
Because he's already promised retribution. Who's he getting retribution against? He's getting retribution against Fonnie Willis. He's getting retribution against Letitia James. He's getting retribution against Alan Bragg. All these people are black. He's coming for these people. And guess what? Here's
Yep.
what's even more hilarious. It used to be undercover.
Ooh,
Now
ooh,
the
I want
only
to
thing
play
we
something. I want to play something, y'all. Hold on. Now
play
that
it.
you bringing up these black, look, let's social media reacts to Donald Trump using the term black jobs while
Yeah.
discussing President Biden's progress for the black community. Let me play this real quick.
Sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you, President.
As sure as you're
Now,
sitting there,
what's black
the
jobs?
fact
That's
is that
Girl, I
that's
his
what I
gotta
want
go
to know.
take my black job break.
Okay, look, somebody said filling out my resume for
For
my
my
black job. Okay, look,
Right.
look. What the hell?
That sexy red is the black job. Okay,
I
so
Somebody
gotta
said,
go to
I'll
my
tell you
black
one
job.
thing. A black job we must all take seriously is to vote like our ancestors are watching because they are. We may not love our choices, but one is undeniably better than the other. And that's a true
facts.
statement.
Fact.
Okay.
Facts. I would
Yep.
rather have a cadaver.
Oh,
I'd
is
rather
this
vote
our
for
job?
Lassie.
Is this our job, line dancing? They just posted a new black job, y'all. Cause I guess I really feel
This
like
is,
this is what
yeah,
Trump thinks that this is all we do. This is all
yeah,
we contribute. For him to
yeah.
even term that way, he really thinks that we just out here shucking and jiving and cooning, and we're not productive members of society. Somebody else said, "This how I know y'all aren't serious people. Y'all assume black jobs meant ish like burger flipper and dishwasher, not even realizing
That
how
part.
anti-black that makes you sound. Like there aren't black cybersecurity analysts, software
Correct.
developers, government
Correct.
contractors.
Correct.
Okay. And what's this right here? Black and Hispanic jobs. Look,
First
colored
of
only.
all, first of all, you orange piece of shiznit. You thought you could get black people because you were going to sell us a shoe that nobody. What the hell? Like,
Oh Lord.
if you think about how insulting this dude has been to our
Yes.
community,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, what are
Mm-hmm.
you even talking about? Like, stop talking to us. Like this, you're gross. Like I don't. Ew.
She said, "Stop talking to us." Facts, because our head just don't screw on and off like that. I'm so sick of him. And he played his role to the T yesterday. He played his role, Marla.
Let me
Example.
tell.
He
Let me tell you
his
something. Go
mental
butter.
health, he was informed.
Go butter. I went on a rant today, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling you, people. That's why I'm so passionate because you don't get it. Folks don't get it. I was even talking about my own situation. I'm like, if you let them drive the narrative, what? You don't even understand how that works. Are you guys on here?
Mm-hmm. We
You have
here.
to be. You have to be completely. That's what I deal with my eldest. Literally, like you don't understand the reason that I'm not. You railroaded me on a national television show, and now you think you're gonna get me to come back in the thing. Just we should just air out our differences on camera. Get the hell out of here because you're not even really doing therapy. You want to control the narrative, and if you really hold her to the candle, what you find is she overtalks you. She never makes a point. It's the same stuff. And when they go calm, if you bring information, they use your information to flip it and make it seem like it's something that they brought to the table and they're the greatest things since sliced bread. All your stories, all your info, people don't understand it till you've been through it. And because you say it over and over and over and over again, you get people to believe it. People stop looking at what's common sense. And I'll give you one. How Monique drove a narrative for years. People were writing me, well, I don't even know how you have a say. You abandoned her. Why am I
My
here?
God.
Why am I here? She's in her 30s. Why am I here? What if she's abandoned by her stupid lying stories? What am I doing? I don't I can go on. This is not a baby. This is not a child. You don't think. You're not even realizing, wow, this is she didn't even have to deal with this craziness. She could be gone. Why is she here? Abandonment is being abandoned. But what I'm trying to tell you is, like a Trump, you say it over and over and over. And now people don't even fact check. Now people are desensitized. Now people aren't even looking anymore for the truth. Now they're just, you let this man, he, 57 lies. Everything that came out of his mouth pretty much was a complete lie. But you let him tell it over and over. And now you've let him talk about the justice system. There's no more, we don't have any more faith.
Well, just as he did before, he's advocating and going after a certain I don't even think I'm being crazy calling it fan base that likes to follow him. Just like they did before and just like he did before, he's and I hope they realize, but you know what? It's so crazy. There will be some people that like what happened when he was in office. Look, well, he gave us some free money. He's going after a certain base and there are certain people that are just falling for it. They're falling for it. Welcome, Mimi, and welcome to the stage, Hudson. Do you have any thoughts about last night's debate, Hudson?
I
Yes, no,
was
maybe.
just, oh, sorry, no, because I was muted. I didn't realize it. I don't know where to place the whole debate. I was just really,
Is there a category called shit show?
yeah,
That's what it was.
that's a good, of course, Marla gonna know exactly where to put it. It's like a shit, so definitely. And I'm just sad for this country. I think we need to really focus on our needs and go to our local, like, city hall and town hall meetings a little bit more. Like my mother used to drag me to all the time, and just getting to know, because knowledge is power, and then we'll know exactly, like, who the snakes in the grass are, who has our best intentions, or who even gets to debate for presidency.
Mhm.
And you know
Okay,
It's
you
what,
guys.
sad.
Denisha, in your chat, Candy and Tamika said it's a cult base, and that is what
Cult.
it is.
That's what it is.
That's
That's the
He
exactly what
energy
it
around a
is.
lot.
he's going to certain people that he feels like are going to gravitate towards him because they feel like he's going to get them something. Let's not be fooled, you guys. There were a certain demographic. Look, we all got that little stimulus check. There, people. He's going to do that again. He's going to do that again, you guys. He's going to do something similar to that again this time. Let me okay, Mimi says, y'all catching up, president's age cutoff should be the same retirement age as normal working citizens, 67. I don't feel Supreme Court justices shouldn't be held for a lifetime either. I definitely agree with you on that as well. Why should that be a
I
lifetime judge?
agree.
You're making decisions about things that are well past you.
And you know what? The other thing is, another thing that I've thought, if Trump was to get in there, he want to be like Putin and not leave and
Oh
just
yeah, he
reign.
definitely wants it to be, like these other countries where
Yeah.
they're just in and I'm staying in. He definitely wants to change the
This,
trajectory
this,
of
Yeah.
this will be
our government.
this will be the last term. I
Right.
don't think. My thing is, what what more do you need to see? Let me tell you guys something. Please let me entertain you at some point when you're done with this. When we're done with Candy's live, my youngest daughter's best friend's mother had the nerve to come onto my live yesterday, and I added her, and I left it the hell up there. And I said, Robin, you guys, so I clearly you're raging Republicans. You need to see it. She and her partner, boyfriend, it- it- it's unspeakable. And they're going into I drank the Kool-Aid about Biden. And when I started, I said, okay, look, let me just ask you truthful questions. What I'm trying to get you guys, and what I did was expose the fact that you're not even talking reasonable facts. You're telling me that he's a pig, but we want him to be the president. So what I'm really saying to you is you can only now, if you're MAGA, with what we've seen, we've watched you try to overthrow the government. You can only be the party of hatred or greed. That is it. You don't care about shit else. You're not talking about policy. You don't care about anything. You're not dealing with that. None of them are. Blonde, butch body, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We've Jasmine
Yes.
Crockett lit her
And,
up.
and she's one of the ones trying to make a name for herself, and she's gonna
Bad,
be sitting
bad
right
butch
up
body.
underneath
Yeah.
Trump. Hmm.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that's why I say Joe's too old. I would have lit Trump up. Every time he opened his mouth, the conversation should have been, look, we're not really here to talk about policy. You're a loser. All the things that you espouse, every question they asked me would have started with, well, I mean, I would love to discuss the details and love to discuss policy, but this dude's not about policy. He's a loser. He's lost when it comes to marriage. He's an adulterer. He's lost when it comes to how he deals with women. He's a loser. And if they kept on that line, you would have watched Trump. He would have exploded. Biden's too old to even do that.
Right.
Hold him to the
Exactly. To think on his feet. I know he
hold
had
him
a
to
I
the
little
don't
bit.
think
fire. You
I
just
don't
don't
think
respond.
adultery should really be. They should. Nobody should ever bring that up in politics because we know how they get down.
No, no,
And
no, no,
like,
no. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna
but
bring it up.
Clinton,
No,
JFK,
but
like
I
we
don't.
can
But
go
I
down
don't.
the
But I.
list.
But you're running as an evangelistic. You're running as a Christian evangelist. So
Me?
stop. No, no. I'm talking about Trump. So
Oh,
stop.
he is.
So
Oh, okay.
that's my point. All the things you're saying about you're the opposite of that.
You
We
know
can just
why?
Exactly.
Because he's looking at the seat as in a from a business mind frame. He's not looking at it for what it is, and it's like to
why? How
run
can
our
you
And
not
the
look?
thing of
nation.
it is, and the thing of it is, he's not that great of a
And
businessman.
that's the
No.
point I'm
Mm-mm.
making.
People love
No,
to act like
yeah,
he's this great businessman. Let him run the country like a bit. He's
no,
not
he's
a
a nepo
successful
baby.
businessman.
He's a nepo baby, definitely a nepo baby. And if
And
New
what?
Yorkers know what time it is,
And what Candy's saying is the actual truth. The reality is that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you have all the right business policies, except did you not file bankruptcy 6 times? Did you start off
Exactly.
Right.
with did you start off with
Exactly.
10 did you start off with $10 million from your parent? Were you a trust fund
Exactly.
baby?
Yes.
You blew $10 million. I would tell your ass to go start a club, but you failed at that. You had a
in
casino
the
and that failed.
'80s, in the '80s, in the
Yeah, you
'90s,
Taj
that
Mahal. Where's
it's
that?
not like that.
Where is it? It failed. And if people wanted to just deal with the facts, which it makes me sick to my stomach that people just don't want to. We don't want the information. We just want to repeat stuff. But my thing is, dude, you are only a name. You're a brand only. You're
That's
not even the
it.
controlling
You're
partner
right.
of your
Exactly.
property. Stop
Yes.
it.
No,
You
they
own
stole his
nothing.
name. They sold he sold the name Trump, so he
Because
don't
you
own none of
can't
the
get
casinos, none of the
because
hotels,
you can't
none of
get
that.
any more money from the United States. So
Like
you're
the
in bed with the
Hiltons.
Saudis and you're in bed with Russia. America is in lean to the dictators of China and Russia. People aren't getting it. They're working on a whole nother income structure, a
Yep.
whole nother dollar. And Trump thinks that he's going to be part of it, and you're a buffoon. You don't even realize that they are smart and they are dictators and they are these people. You're not.
It's
So
going to
they're
be some time
using you. You're
to,
not.
to put a new
I
generation,
Right.
the
I would
younger
ask him what
generation,
was his
honestly.
intentions with sponsoring
Okay.
Jesse Jackson. Like,
Just a
what
moment,
was
you
that
guys.
about?
I want to welcome Gigi to the stage. I also want to thank Tamika for the super sticker. I also want to take a moment to thank Gold Digger for her cash app. I appreciate you very much. Gigi, what do you have to say about all of this going on, girl?
Listen, that's for political Mondays, but that's another thing, Candy. Look, um,
Hi,
yeah,
Gangsta
that's
Granny.
I got my politicals Mondays coming out. But look, with Trump, he's not going to be charged. He's not going to jail. I don't give a damn what nobody on this panel say. I don't care. I don't care. Everybody is paying attention to the wrong thing. History always repeats itself. Even you get your little tidbits, even from movies and all this other things. It's always something social that's bringing your attention. We don't matter. And until we get that through our thick damn skull, I'm talking about us African Americans, we will always be at the lowest of the low as far as the totem pole. We cannot get along. We cannot sit up in there to agree to disagree without some shit. And so until we pull ourselves up together by our bootstraps and realize that everybody has a difference of opinion, everybody think differently, and that we as grown people, let me repeat that again for the goddamn people in the back. We as grown people should respect each other, and we don't. So am I pissed about Trump and Sleepy Joe? Absolutely not. And a lot of people might disagree and might even don't like me after what I'm about to say. We get what we fucking deserve. And what I mean by that, until we stick together and make real changes, stop fucking complaining. That's what I have to say. I'm gonna mute my mic.
That's it right there,
Gigi,
man.
first of
People
all,
don't even know
I vote you
that.
for
Okay.
president.
Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you.
I mean, is
You
she lying? She's telling the absolute truth, and
the
most of our people
100%.
don't even know their local laws. and then want to complain like I hate, and y'all may not like this, but for real, like saying that like, oh, they against black people and da 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 da. Yeah, they do it on the back end. They don't teach a lot of our men don't even know how to read. So if you can't read, then you can't read your local laws. So
We're
like,
so
let's start there. We can start there. Like,
we're
what is
we're
going
we're
on?
we're so indoctrinated to be divided amongst ourselves, and this is the thing. And we're constantly, you know how sickening it is to know that, and this is what I've been saying forever, that we're literally the number one. We spend more money per capita as a black community on retail than any other sector of our society. Period. That
Mm-hmm.
means
Say it
We
again,
have
Miss
the
jewelry.
Marla.
we
No, I
have the
had to
money.
interrupt you. Let Miss Marla say that again. I just had to jump in. Miss Marla, repeat it to the goddamn people in the back.
Yep, we definitely do. We definitely do. We just don't spend it on the right things. Go ahead,
But
Marla. Go
we
ahead.
spend more money per capita in retail. That means not real property. That means jewelry, clothes,
Brick and
cars.
mortar stores,
That's
retail.
that's that's what well, that's what we do. And so the issue is we're constantly paying into somebody else's bottom line. And let me say this. So I've been blessed to have a different type of financial education in my personal family with my life on my father's side. So the reality is, I understand passive income. I can live where I'm going to live because Tommy has, when you're doing whatever you're doing, you got 6 or 7 houses that are bringing in money. You're paying my bottom line. My daughter has 2 or 3 houses outside of the place that she lives. So all her bills are paid based on passive income because you own real property. So the reality is,
Hmm.
so who cares what I'm driving? And who cares that I'm not walking around with big diamonds hanging off of everything? Because they want you to look like it and not have anything invested in what you're paying into them. I'm trying to tell you, we're not getting the message. And what Gigi's saying,
Do you know how many black people own land and they don't even know it? You can look into the Bureau of Land Management and type in your your name, birth date, where like, and you'll be surprised what pops up. You
no,
can
I
even start
won't,
like
because but I also know you
like,
won't own it long, because I'm gonna tell you what, most of
people
our
sell
land is
it.
taken when you don't taxes.
Oh, that too. Yeah, they'll take
That's
care of.
it. You know how many billions of dollars of land is lost in tax, unclaimed taxes
Yep.
of land that's been in families for forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I, my again, I feel stressed sometimes because I know too much. And I also feel stressed because my goal is for my community. It is. My goal is not for outside. My goal, and it starts, there's three things we need. We need education, we need organization, and we need action.
More of
Stacey
our own
Abrams,
schools.
Stacey Abrams is our guide. What did I just say? Education, organizations. First, you have to educate yourself about the problem. You have to educate yourself about how to fix it. Then you have to organize people. Then you have to actually take an action. Just what Gigi said. You can't, if you have enough energy to complain, you have enough energy to change. So I'm a person who's broken generational curses in my family. Am I on here? Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yeah, we
hear.
can hear you. Broke
I'm a
general
per, I'm a
breach.
I'm a per,
No,
I'm
you
a per,
preaching. We can hear you.
I'm a person who has been able to, with God's grace, break generational curses. And it was only insight and a gift. But the reality is, now I'm trying to pick us all up. I don't want to. It's not good for me to just be out here. I give away everything I have so I can help. So my thing is, we need to actually begin to help ourselves. And we need to stop depending on a system. And what Gigi said, I said it and I'll say it again. The American dream is a dream that never dreamt about you. It didn't
Oh,
dream about us. That's not
yes.
our dream.
Yep.
But
Yep.
so we
It's
need to
not
It was
about
infiltrate.
us.
never about.
So,
We never
but you
had
know what?
anything like that.
It's only ourselves that's stopping us from infiltrating the system and working it just like everybody else who comes over here and does. Like we don't. I don't see our people tapping in because we just think the system is against us. The system is against everybody. It really is classism at the end of the day. We could use the resources out there, but we just not motivated enough to tap in. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Or
It's
don't
just
know
it's
or don't
like
know how to go about finding the resources.
now you got Google, you'll find a hot topic real quick. But it's like the confidence is gone, and like we don't even hear our kids saying they want to be police officers. If you have a problem with the police officers, infiltrate that system.
But let's
Teach your
but let's
kid, like
but let's
teach your.
but let's be but
But
let's be real. So
do y'all realize that we are the most hated people in the world? It's African
Okay, they
American.
don't gotta like us. They don't
I
gotta
can
like us,
go
but they will
deep.
respect us.
I can go deep into that. I can go deep into this
yeah,
conversation, but I'm not. This shit has been going on since we've been brought over here. They
absolutely.
don't care. Y'all, they don't give a damn.
And right now they're
Like
putting
Marla
in
said,
a
we got to come together.
yeah.
You got to start somewhere, Marla. I don't know where to start. I
I
don't know
do.
where to start. I know that
I
I'm
do.
only here to support if somebody is coming to do the right thing by us.
First of all, you can't
Do
take
I
a
have
map.
the answers? No. But I do know that we need unity. And we're
Yes.
never going to get anywhere. And how I know, because I lived around a bunch of white people. And I seen how they work and how they come
Mm-hmm.
together. I
Yeah.
see when someone is down, they come and drop bands. They don't care to help
Yep.
that family. A
Yep.
black person will long give you $20 at your worst time and will throw it back up in your face.
Done.
It's
Yep.
also regional too.
So we got to come together. We've been brainwashed, like my boy said. We've been hoodwinked. We've been motherfucking bamboozled. And this is my topic: is politics. They don't give a damn. And until y'all put that through your thick skull,
Okay.
you're nothing to
So
them.
so so
You're just
Gigi.
a vote.
So Gigi,
And they
here's
gonna
our
pacify you. They gonna give you a damn stimulus check. And why the time they give you that damn stimulus check, they fucking you over in the schools and everything else.
here's our
Why
answer.
would they
I'm on
care
mute
if black
again.
people are screaming all the time? I ain't voting. I ain't voting. And the ones that want to vote have felonies. They can't really vote. They haven't really filled out the paperwork on that. They're gonna go where that vote is because they thinking business wise. They not
So
thinking. That's
let's
why he's with that magnet
so
stuff right now.
so Saint Hudson, let's talk about and Gigi. We always are. We're problem. We use a megaphone and we project problem, right? Let's talk. Let me just suggest a solution, right? The solution is we have to start small. The problem is things are so unwound that all we can see is the macro, which is too big to tackle. It's too many things. What's the one thing? So here's let me give you an example. If we decide right now, you know what? Nike is our problem. They're making a shoe. They make their shoe right now for like $2 and some odd cents overseas. They put it in the store, they charge 180, 189 for something that's not, discounted, right? And so they're making what more than 200 and some odd plus almost 200% on the production of it. They're getting that from the consumer. And they're pitching it to communities that can't afford it. So if we said in 2 weeks time, 2 weeks time, if we were able to organize a campaign that said we are no longer as a community, we just need enough discipline to not buy Nike. Done. Do you understand the power in commerce? Do you understand the power in capitalism, in money? Do you understand if you really want to fix gun violence? I'm a gun owner. If we set out a memo in 2 weeks, every minority with the legal ability to just apply for a gun license, we would shut the NRA down instantaneously. If they knew that all eligible black people were just applying for a gun, because most of us can't own a gun. If that's what you
And
really want, but hold
you
on, if
know,
that's what you really
I
want to
need to
do,
get me one because I
but
definitely could get me one.
you
I need to
know
get
what,
me one.
Marla? You're so
They gave
right.
me a hard time every time I went to get one. I got one though eventually, but they gave me
No,
a hard time telling me that they
yeah,
were, oh, we're out
I
of
had,
that
Marla,
one.
I
We're
had
Marla,
out
you
good
of
know
sense.
it.
better. I'm telling
Don't.
you, my kid, I'm putting one in his hand before someone on the street does.
Right.
Because when you have it, you will learn how to use it. And I didn't get my first one until 3 years ago.
Well,
And I was always afraid of them just because, the way you see it being used in our communities, right? And so when I did apply for it, I got it right away. You know, I mean, I'm so happy to have one, really, that I check and make sure my expiration date does, you know, every other month I check it like, okay, yeah, it's good for 3 more years, just to make sure. Because of the time that we're living in, you know, you have to be able to use it, handle it, and then it's like having a voter's card. Like you need that. And I agree with you. Have to, you know, some of our young people out here in our communities can't even get one because of their charges that they have, you know, but from being in and out of jail at such a young age, because they have felonies, they can never get one, because they have an essay on their, you know, record from girlfriends, boyfriends when they were younger. There's so many reasons. Those are, you know, they give these things to us and they call it like a privilege. It's a privilege. But
Well,
one
I
thing,
um,
I'm sorry, one thing that I wanted to say to St. Hudson is I like the fact that you were saying about how the things that we have out here, and I'm pretty sure that was you, and how other people or clear people have all of these resources and things that we have no idea about. I was one of those persons that grew up and didn't have any financial literacy. It did not happen in my family. I wasn't taught. I didn't get it in school either. But when I moved into a community where I seen a lot of other people doing this, that, and the other, and then I started to work with them and take care of them, I really started studying the background, how they have this and how they do each other's families, how they take care of their loved one. You're able to put your loved one in this assistant living and pay $14,000 per month. And you tell me you were a teacher, or you tell me you were working for the government? How? Like still. So there is all of that. They have land, they have multiple homes, like you said, Miss Marla, and they are just shuffling. They have stocks, they have this. We're not taught that. So we do have to get into our communities, make sure that we're teaching this, making sure that the getting the resources that we need that are out there for us to apply to get it.
You can start
well,
with the Bureau of Land Management and type in some names, your name, and some people in your family, and see what pops up. That's a
Oh, I
good
had
start.
land in Mississippi, and I
Yeah, but
lost.
you may have more.
I
yeah,
lost out on it because it went to the taxes, but I didn't never know. My
right,
mother didn't never know.
right.
That's where my father lives. My father was born. From my family there, I had lots of land. Didn't know, but it went to taxes.
Are there any
All
grants to circumvent that? You never like just keep looking. Like any question you have, just put it in the system because you never know. They be putting out temporary grants for every single reason. Oh, get the money, but you never know. I would
yeah.
just keep looking.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to bid everybody farewell. I put myself back in. I'm in a writing class, and my class is on Fridays from 4 to 6. So I got to get ready to get downstairs. But the bottom line is, listen,
Congrats. Congrats.
we are able to do way more than we're
But the
doing.
bottom line is, listen,
Yeah.
We're able, and so the reality is, we have to just understand that if any time you use your voice, and I'm gonna leave with this, and you are not able to impose a consequence, which would be withdrawal of money, you're just sharing your opinion. Your opinion's only going to be heard and actually dealt with when it has a consequence, and the consequence is to your pocket. Everyone hears that. When I stop paying you, let me tell you something. Here in Vegas, my God, I could go through a whole litany, but I'm like, oh, you think you're the only one that's writing checks? I need you to get over here and totally redo my swimming pool. Done. Because I said the bottom line is I'm not giving you another dime, not a dime. I pay bills here until this is handled. It was done. My Dave was like, I don't even know how you the hell you did that. But the bottom line is you have to understand that your money is your power.
That's it.
I'm not an asshole, but the
That's right.
reality is you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me. I understand my rights. And you don't get any money until you're managing a situation correctly. And everyone will hear you. They will jump to the beat of your drum responsibly. know your rights, understand the law, and then organize and take an action. It always has to
Amen.
have a consequence. That's what I'm going to say.
I like it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming by today, Marla, and everything you contributed to the conversation.
Love you
It definitely
always.
meant a lot. Yes, yes, yes. And you guys, this has been honestly, this has been a wonderful conversation. Well, look, we're gonna keep it going, and
Wait,
because look,
Candy. Oh,
what,
no, go on.
what's up?
No, no. Keep. I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm sorry, y'all. But go on. I didn't know. I thought you were leaving, but I wanted to
No,
ask
no,
you
no.
about.
We're not leaving. We
Oh,
hanging out,
okay.
girl. We hanging out. But I just was thinking, Marla. I know she had to get to her class and everything. And thank you so much, Katina, for the super sticker. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Well, look, that policy, look, that debate got y'all going. And you know what? And I love to see it. I love to see it because, there's so many people that even like we're majority women over here. Yes, women, we do pay attention. We do know what's going on, and I'm happy to contribute to the conversation that we're having and keep these topics going. And look, we may have to, well, first of all, let me not say that because I heard Granny still up here? Now, Granny, what did you say something about some political Mondays or something like that? What you have going on? I can't hear you. You on mute. Yes, definitely, Katina. We need to have these topics because the thing of it is, and you know what, we're gonna make it a point to have these topics because we need to have we need to be having these conversations, not just at the presidential, when it's time for the president, but leading up to that as well in our local communities, in our states, and things like that, because really that's where a lot of the magic happens and things get done. But we definitely need to start having these conversations and things like that. So look, y'all here, I'm in here into for it too. So let's keep it going. But we did get off to the debate. Let's see anything else. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. We're not gonna keep lightening it all the time, but let's lighten it a little bit. Let's see. Now this is interesting. Did y'all hear about this today? It says, congrats, Bronny James becomes the first NBA player to play on the same team as his father after being drafted to the Lakers. Y'all, look, do y'all think after this season this gonna give LeBron the inclination like, okay, I'm gonna retire. I'm passing the baton to my son. I just want to play with my son a little bit and then I'm gonna retire. What y'all think? Let me let this play. Let me go back. That's one. I think that's excellent. Has that ever happened before? Well, they said no.
I know
Before
that's shocking, knowing as many black men have played for the NBA. But I'm so
Mm-hmm.
proud of both of them. I can't wait to watch
Yes.
them play.
James from the
Yes.
University of Southern California.
That's a great
With the
moment. That
55th
is a
pick
great
in
moment.
the
Oh,
2024 NBA
Candy,
Draft,
Tamika,
the Los
everybody.
Angeles
My son
Lakers select
graduated from high school.
Ronnie
His
James
graduation
from
was
the
a couple weeks
University of
ago.
Southern
So I
California.
just wanted to put that out there. So I was a proud mama.
Yes, congratulations to your son.
Yeah,
Congratulations to your son.
Congratulations.
Go butter. Yes.
yes.
Okay, so
Thank
let's
you.
hear. Yeah. Okay,
Pick
here we go.
in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Ronnie James from the University of Southern California. With the 55th pick.
Okay, so this is the NBA's first father son duo. And I hope they do great things on the court. Honestly, I couldn't imagine a father being prouder of this moment, given that that's his profession. His son, went
Mm-hmm.
followed into his footsteps, and then having the opportunity to play at the same time as your son. Y'all be on the same team. So, congratulations to them. I think that's awesome. So,
Yes,
let's.
it is.
Congratulations to
Oh,
them and congratulations to your son, Butter, for real. I know he was
Oh,
yes,
cheesing
thank
up a
you.
storm.
I
Yes,
know you were a proud
I
mama.
was. I was just tearing up, and then my older son flew
Congratulations.
in, so it was real nice. And so now, in about 5 weeks, he's going off to college, getting him ready for football. He's been training and all of that, and talking with the coaches. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed. So I've been kind of like just trying to keep myself busy, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Wait, y'all, they leave? I don't.
Now
Yeah.
look. Now speaking of that, look at this. Look at this right here. What y'all think about this? Dr. Umar
So
won't watch Bronny James until he drops his snow bunny. Oh Lord, Umar.
Omar,
I'm
where's the school? How about that? Start there.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he just
can't do it. I'm happy for him and his father.
irritates me.
If Bronny James stops bunny hopping, if he doesn't stop bunny hopping, I can't support that.
He said he can't support Bronny James until he stop bunny hopping. Oh Lord, if this man don't get a life, get a life and go do something. He said I can't support until he stop bunny hopping. Oh my goodness, my
Listen,
goodness.
opening a school sounds like it will be very time consuming. How does he even know what baby James is doing over there?
Yeah.
Now we are going to get into I'm going to show a couple more little things, and then we are going to get into our heavy covered letters. We had a great conversation about the debate. Let me show two more things, and then we're going to move on from that. So let's see. It says Barack Obama shows support to President Biden after his questionable debate performance. Throws shade at Donald Trump. This election is still a choice between someone who knows right from wrong and someone who lies through his teeth. He said, "The bad debate nights happen. Trust me, I know. But this election is still a choice between someone who has fought for ordinary folks his entire life and someone who only cares about himself. Between someone who tells the truth, who knows right from wrong, and will give it to the American people straight, and someone who lies through his teeth for his own benefit. Last night didn't change that, and it's why so much is at stake in November." And then he go JoeBiden.com. So let's see here.
Asylum officers. President Trump? I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, Border Patrol and more asylum officers. President Trump? I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said.
Yep. And see this right here, if this right here, things like this is what Trump is going to rely on to happen in order to push people to vote for him as opposed to um, re-electing Biden. And also he's going to play on the fact that, okay, we already had one black president. We definitely don't want no black woman, if
That's the
something comes
problem.
from this. So,
Yeah, because
That's it
Kamala needs
right
to step
there.
up.
That, you
mhm.
know what? They won't let her. They don't want her to step up because we've seen her go at it. She's like a bull. We've seen her go at it. I want to see that. I want to see her, out here campaigning. I haven't seen her. Have y'all?
I have not seen her. I honestly have not seen her in
No,
action doing much of anything,
me
really.
either. So I'm just like, but she's the one that they put out there. Like she was on all over the news and everything today talking about, well, Biden hit on all the points, and that's what matters. Yes, he might seem, no, I need you to take the stand, step into
Just
his
like that.
place. But why don't
Exactly.
they let her do that? They're not letting her do that because, when Pence was in and he was rocking with Trump, he was out there making some noise. When
He
Biden
was.
was running, he was out there making noise. When Joe became VP, he was out there making some noise. Why is it that she's not given that platform to do that?
Yep. She's not giving that same energy. So let's look at this one.
Does
It
she
says
want to? Because
President
she's not
Biden.
even mingling around.
It
I
says
No, I'm
think
not a
she
President
is.
young
They
man.
send her. I'm
here.
sorry, Candy.
State the
They
obvious.
send her to China and everything.
Well, I know.
They keep her out of the country. That's what I noticed. But okay.
Well, well, I don't.
Are you
Folks,
playing something, Candy?
I don't walk as easy as I used
Yeah.
to. I don't speak as.
Oh, you can't see it?
We can't hear it.
You can't hear it. Okay. All right. Let me go back in.
I can hear it.
So let me go back in. I'll start it
I
again.
can hear it.
I can
Okay.
hear it, but I don't think she could hear. Better could hear it. Maybe it's
Okay.
Oh,
system.
really?
I'm
Okay.
gonna play it again. So it says President Biden addresses his behavior at the presidential debate. I know I'm not a young man. I don't debate as good as I used to. Let's see what he had to say for himself.
Let me close with this. I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know. Well,
Well, I don't, folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
Now look, now damn it, Joe, I wanted you to be sounding spry like that last night. What happened?
You sound a little taken aback there too. He needs to like. They shouldn't have him out there like that for real.
Look,
What
I
about
wanted I
Kamala?
wanted Joe to be sounding spry like that last night. Now that would have had me going. Oh my goodness. Okay. So look, we had our politic talk and everything, and we're going to continue this conversation, you guys. We have to keep continuing this conversation until the end. Now look, let me put this last comment up about politics. Dionysia said she's a dull speaker and does poorly in interviews. Wow. Okay, Tamika, let's get what I okay, Candy Canes. Uh get y'all thinking caps on and let's see what kind of advice we're gonna give these folks. Tamika, you got the first letter ready?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. Tamika is getting the first letter ready, you guys. Let me put this comment up by Mimi. Mimi says 45 uses sound bites to rally his peeps, and he's doing the same thing this go around too. Yes, and like I said, he's speaking to a certain segment of the population who, for some reason, I don't know why you got. Why do and look? I'm just playing. Look, I'm just gonna say it. Why do poor white people or white folks that are struggling think that they relate to Donald Trump? Do y'all not know that he looks down on y'all too and that he's using you guys? He is using you guys. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Go Butter. Much appreciated. He is using you guys just like he did the last time. He was rallying, going all over in Kentucky and gathering white folks that he felt like were gonna just go to him and gravitate towards him. He's using you guys as pawns. He's not going to do anything for you. Cassandra says right here as well, rich black people and Hispanics too. And honestly, I can't believe that Hispanic people are voting for him. And but you know what? A lot of times this is Hispanic people that have lost touch with their culture. I must say it. This is a lot of the Hispanic people that are supporting Trump have lost connection with their culture. I just feel that way. I feel that way. Y'all are not realizing now. I look. There's tons of Hispanic people. Come on, that are American born, things of that nature. That's not what I'm saying. But he's targeting y'all, putting Hispanic children in cages and locking them up and things like that. Y'all think that's okay? Do y'all think that is okay? It's not. Oh Lord, I can imagine the conversations you having over there. Oh, hold on. Okay. Sorry, Go Butter. Me and Tamika are adding you at the same time, going back and forth. Okay. So Cassandra said, my boyfriend's cousin voted for Trump and is a diehard Trump fan. And why? Does he tell you why? It's ridiculous. Gold Digger is seeing this too. That part, Candy. Oh my goodness. You ready, Tamika? Because I have one I can read if you're still looking something up.
I
I
have it.
wanted to ask you if you if you
But if you
saw
want to read it,
the
you can, but I have it up.
Hold on. Hey,
DM
Deborah,
that
how
I
are
sent
you?
you
Oh, let me go look. Hold on.
about the girl that got arrested, and it was so
Um,
sad.
Oh, Heavy, I wanted to tell you for your headache, what I found that helps
Oh
me.
no, it went away. My headache been went away.
Oh, good. Okay. But
Well, thank
anyway,
you.
anybody out there, or next time we get one of those ice pack to the back of your head and you're laying down, it just cools your whole entire head, makes it feel so much better.
Oh,
That
thank you
does
for
really work.
that.
That does.
Thank you for that. Okay, Cassandra says, my boyfriend has always told me that some Hispanics think they are better than other Hispanics. We had a
Yeah.
deep conversation with the cousin. We had to agree to disagree. So,
No,
okay.
they do. Well, from where I'm from, which is New York, and there's a lot of different cultures. Like I grew up in a multicultural environment. I feel like I've seen a lot of people, not only just Hispanics, but just anybody that is first or second generation who fought to get here, who did the right steps, or who was born here. They do feel a certain type of way about somebody that snuck here.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay,
Yeah,
yep, we can hear you. You ready?
Yeah,
and that's
sure.
not all. That's
Um,
not all of them.
Okay. All right, Tamika, take it away.
Okay, it say my boyfriend and I have been together for over a year. When we first started dating, his ex wouldn't let his kids come around when I was there, which I understood. But now that we've been together for a while, it seems ridiculous that I can't meet my man's children. I think that she wants him back and knows that this is the only way she can control him. At what point is it no longer reasonable for her to insist that their children can't meet me? For context, the kids are 8 and 10 and they know who I am, but we're never actually met.
Ugh, gosh, that's a hard
She's
one.
his wife or his girlfriend.
We need more substance. I don't know. That's a hard one. Well, what if it was his girlfriend, Saint Hudson? What are your thoughts?
Well, quite honestly, I would let if that's on daddy time, I will let his dad handle that because I don't want anything to be held against me in like the future with my kids. I don't want to say, well, you kept me away. Like how some kids, how sometimes it's that you think you're doing what's best. Now, if I let her meet them or I just didn't get involved and something happened, then that's when I would like really be like, nah, this not happening again. Or this not like we gotta handle this. But I just like my son now. He has a stepmother, and I've always been kind to her because I want her to be kind to my kids, and I want never to. I don't like animosity in the family or grudges or anything like that because it's never beneficial.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It falls back on the kids.
Yeah. And that too, that's true. That makes a lot of sense. And I guess I have done that too. Like with my youngest son's father, like he remarried and I let my son spend the summer with him, and stuff like that. So, I didn't have no
Okay.
problem
Did
with
we
that.
get an answer to this one? Gold Digger said, how long has she been with the father?
For over a year.
Over a year. Over a year.
Mm.
I would let him know that I was uncomfortable with it because everybody has a right to be uncomfortable too. But then, like, it's on him if they're at his house and with his girlfriend. If he acts, like, I would let him know if I'm like, I'm doing. I feel a little uncomfortable, but if that's your girl, do you?
Wait, so how is he visiting with the children or is he going over to her house?
It doesn't
And I
say.
mean, since she's not, she doesn't want her to meet them. I would want to know, like, is he going over to her place and spending time with them, or is he going to go pick the kids up and taking them out? What is he like? Do they have weekend share? All of that stuff. Like,
Good point. Because I would feel it's extremely uncomfortable with her like watching my kids by herself while he at work.
Yeah, I honestly, if you don't have time to spend with the children, I'd rather you just leave them with me. To be honest with you, and I know people be like, "Dang, that's just a way for them to get out of doing their visits and things like that." But if you're just gonna leave my child with a stranger or somebody that I really don't know, I honestly, it if it gets to the point where it's a long term relationship, okay, I have no problem with that. And as long as we've met and things like that, and I know who she is around my children and things like that, and I pretty much know that y'all have some type of stable home or whatever. But if you're not even going to be there, and yeah, I don't even want to be bothered with that, because you could be bringing anyone around my child.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it
So
really does have
so
to be
if
more
if this
clarification.
your girlfriend you didn't had for a month or 2 months, and you going on, just leave my child at home
Right.
where I
Mhm.
know they're safe. Okay, want me to skip to one now, Tamika? I have one I could read.
You can if you want.
Okay. Now this is a good one, I thought, because a lot of people, feel like this. A lot of people feel like this. And y'all got to be truthful about this. Okay, so let me read the scenario here. Dear Candy, Tamika and the Candy Canes. How to heal after finding out X is happy while I'm struggling. It says, long story short, my ex and I broke up 8 months ago. I loved him, but there were issues. At the beginning of our relationship, he came on strong and was so sure about me. 1 year later, things had flipped and he wouldn't commit fully, and this caused me major anxiety and distress. I ended the relationship because I sensed he didn't care for me in the ways I needed and could be neglectful. He blamed his ADHD. Okay, keep that in mind. During our relationship, he sometimes spoke about one particular ex and harbored anger and resentment towards her. He called her crazy and narcissistic. My intuition felt something, but I didn't know what it was at the time. I found myself stalking her social media while we were together due to my unease. She apparently had been trying to get back with him for 2 years, and he was ignoring her and giving her the silent treatment. When him and I broke up, he also gave me the silent treatment, and I haven't heard from him since. I recently found out that he's back together with her and they might be getting engaged. I'm going to be honest. It has affected me severely. I can't get past the fact that he went back to the person he spoke so poorly to me about. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, I think I intuitively knew he had feelings for her the whole time, even though he denied it. I think this may be why he had doubts and was never fully able to commit to me. And then in parentheses, I sometimes felt like he was testing me and making sure I'm not crazy. I've been feeling a lot of jealousy towards her because she's a lot more successful than me in her career and prominent. And I know that was a big thing for him. How do I get past feeling like a complete fool? I'm really struggling to get through each day. My head hurts so much, I'm having no luck meeting anyone, and it kills me to know he's so happy and in love while I'm struggling this much. This isn't even about the breakup anymore. It's now about my self worth, and that scares me. I'm in therapy, but that only helps so much. What y'all think about that?
Woo. Go get you a Brazilian wax every 4 weeks.
Oh my God. What's
Just lift
that
them
gonna do?
legs up.
I don't
Lift
know.
them
It just
legs
hurt
up.
for a little bit. It just, I don't know. Just keep it clean and smooth and work on some self care. Just self care as much as you can. I mean, ugh.
Well, the thing of it is, now, okay, let me pose a question to you guys. Now, without everything that she said, have you guys ever had this kind of a bit of a situation happen to you where, see, the thing of it is, what I think this young lady needs to realize, it's that she's interjecting a lot of things into this situation. And because she's very much on the outside looking in now. Now you already know that they had issues in their relationship, as evidenced by the fact that he was with you, that they broke up, and he was with you for a year. The same issues that they had prior, they probably still have. They're just faking it, and it's just good right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're on the outside looking in at a situation. You don't know if that's a happy situation over there. It's just that you haven't
Absolutely.
met any. Yeah, exactly. You just haven't given yourself the opportunity to really move on and meet someone that's right for you, or just chill and be by yourself and really get over him, be into yourself. Look, like Go Better said, go get you a Brazilian wax and do some self-care and things like that. Because like I said, you're on the outside looking in, and once you stop snooping over there, because you're snooping and you're interpreting what you see, and what you're interpreting can't is probably not what's really going on. They're probably going to be separated again, just like they were before.
I'm gonna
So,
piggyback off of what you just said, and that's also true, but I think it goes back further than that, right? I think one of your lives you did, I think the other day, a couple of days ago, you talked about listening to the things that they say and that
yes,
be
yes,
the
yes.
relationship, right? So I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like, when we're in these relationships or you're in this relationship, there are some red flags that, because the emotions get in the way, we ignore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she brought up, she mentioned that he had ADHD. That's an excuse. Like, he didn't
Mm-hmm.
just get diagnosed with it within the time that you was with him. He's
Yeah,
been,
the year.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So and maybe he's being treated for it as well, but that just really helps him to focus more. I'm sure he's like, I'm just going to assume he's being treated for it. But throughout the time that she was with him, did you notice anything? Because
You
sometimes,
did.
we see those things and we just kind of let it go over our head and say, oh, no, it's not what we think, until you really start thinking about things. And then you start that process of looking around for things, like when she said that she started to, stalk her social media, started doing all these things, all of that. But in the back of your mind, I don't know, I feel as women, and I know we can't always rely on our emotions and feelings, but somehow in ways we kind of know when something's just not right, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
And we ignore it.
Absolutely.
if we put our feelings to the side, which is hard to do when you're in that type of position, but I just feel like there was some signs that she had missed in, that discernment, those red flags that came up, and she just didn't want to believe it. And then, you know, that's how she still kind of tried to make it work for her. He was a good fit for her, you
Right.
know. She
Let me
liked it.
read this comment by B More. I definitely agree. Because from everything that I read, Go Butter, you knew things weren't right. You just weren't ready to dip out, or
No.
wave the white flag and say, something ain't right here. I need to back out for me and my own self interest. So B More says, and welcome B More. B More says, hi everyone, happy to catch you live, Candy. Yes, it could be temporary happiness. She can't focus on what they have. She has to focus on what she wants. Exactly. And when that man showed you and basically ended the relationship and told you that he did not want you, you had to believe that. And the thing of it is, unless you know that you've been a real crazy asshole in the relationship, you can't just put that on yourself that sometimes you're just taking on too much and taking responsibility for the whole downfall of it. And a lot of times women will do that when it's over, because they have to have some type of reason as to why it ended. And instead of just putting the blame where it should have been, which maybe it was him, and maybe it was some of you not acknowledging things when you should have. But no. I,
I
I just
agree.
think she just needs to take a step away. She needs to talk with her therapist. She says she's in therapy as well. You need to talk with your therapist a little more, because it seems like you're doing a little stalker behavior. And the thing of it is, let me also say this. we've all been there at some point or another where you may want to go look and see what the other woman is looking like or what does she do, and you yourself are making these type of comparisons and things like that. You need to stop that, because sometimes I've noticed with some women it can get to be a little obsessive, to
Mm-hmm.
where you're literally over there stalking this other woman's social media and things like that 60 times a day and looking for any update. You're hurting yourself. So you need to stop that. So I would just suggest for this lady that, okay, you're in therapy, you saying it's only helping so much, but are you fully revealing to your therapist the things that you're doing and participating in that are further getting you feeling down like this?
Yeah.
And then
You
go
know what
from
I
there.
feel? You know what
Mhm.
I agree with everything everybody said, but what helped me when I had a hard breakup was, and I wish I would have learned this when I was younger too. And even with other situations, I just felt myself. First of all, I didn't listen to my own discernment. So that first spark of discernment that I get now is usually valid, and I listen to it. And also to
Mhm.
just to to not try to suppress my feelings too, because then they like fester when you do that. If you sad that day or that moment or whatever, feel sad, but get through it. You got to get through it. You can't just suppress it, because then when you're like, oh, I feel sad. Oh, let me ignore. Let me not be sad. I can't be sad. Like, especially like, I don't know, men, women, we're very competitive with ourselves almost, and we
Mhm.
don't realize like the mind is has a lot of compartments, so you can feel two things at the same time. But everything is not a fight. Don't fight your emotions. If you feel sad, depressed, angry, it helps me to just feel that and get past it and not ignore it, because it gets worse.
Yeah. But
Yes.
I agree with that. And I think that, too, because she's going through this, I don't think that, well, I'm not going to say stalkerish. That can come in so many different on so many different levels, but um to really be honest with herself and say, hey, just kind of look back on the relationship and see what those red flags were. See if you can identify what those red flags were, and then take back your power. Because, say, hey, once you get done reviewing, thinking back, on all the signs that you may have missed, those are what you will lead with in your next relationship, in terms of being aware of it, being mindful of, gaslighting, all this, all that. And then also, you know, preventing yourself from being that bitter woman, because I'm quite sure that you're a beautiful person, and you have to just, you got to get past this, and you deserve someone that really wants to be with you. That person that wants to be with you, you're going to really know it, and it's going to look different from what you just had.
Right. Okay, let's get to this comment by Gold Digger. Gold Digger says, yes, at some point you have to come to your senses, remove yourself from the things that cause you to stumble, release, get out of your own way so you can be available for what's right for you. Amen, Gold
Yeah.
Digger. E. Moore says, true, feel your feelings. It may hurt, but it's necessary to move forward. Amen. That's right.
Mhm.
Okay, let me see. Oh, and Mimi said, and I agree. Mimi said, I highly doubt she is being completely truthful with her therapist. Yes, because you have to, like, are you telling your therapist how much you're looking into this other woman and going on there and just taking all that in like that? That really, like, you should have blocked everything about him, including her, if you felt like it was going to be a problem. And Mimi also says that part, be more, yes, it's important. Okay, all right. Look,
Yes.
Candy Canes, we gave us some good advice. We gave some good advice on that. Tamika, you have the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I'm 48 years old, and my husband and I live with his mom. I buy the groceries and cook, and he pays all the bills. His mom stopped contributing after we had moved in. How do we tell her she can't live here for free, even if it is her house? Please help.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
I was
Look,
expecting
look,
that
hold on.
last
Look.
Oh, goodness.
Now she got more nerve than a toothache. Now you one person, uh, the boyfriend, sec two. Now, did she say she's contributed to the rent? Because I just heard groceries, the rent or the mortgage.
She didn't mention anything about the rent. She just said, I buy the groceries and cook, and he pays all the bills.
Time to move.
Well, it's
Yeah, move. If y'all can do all that, move
right.
out.
There you go.
Move
That,
out. Move out on your own. If you can pay all that and you feel like you don't need to be at his mother's house, move out. How you gonna tell her that she can't live there for free? Yes, she can. You lucky you got a roof over your head at this point from what you said.
tell him, Candy.
These people got too much. Oh my God. People got so
You
much nerve.
They
Got
got
so much
so much
nerve.
nerve. I would tell her, like, it's getting kind of hard for you, but I'm never going to tell her you can't live here for free. I'd be like, look, like, our expenses is getting low. Like, can you help? I would ask while I'm looking for something else, but I'm never going to tell my mother to get out of her house. That's
That's
crazy.
right. That's her house. That's her house. And for all we know, the house is paid for and everything. Y'all think y'all just
That's
supposed to be no, y'all think y'all really supposed to, oh my God. Look, I'm speechless. No, go get your own place. Because I clearly you want to be the woman of the house, but you're not the woman of the house. That's
And you're
her
in
house.
her kitchen cooking. You're in her
Cook it.
kitchen. Because listen,
Right.
my kitchen is my kitchen. You in her kitchen cooking.
And
So
y'all, yeah. Now, my thing, the only way that you would even twist your lips to say anything different is if that woman invited you into her house because she couldn't handle things.
right, right.
Other than that,
hmm
if you two couldn't make it out on your own with two people, y'all need to get out. That's what I say. Get on out. Get out. Get out.
Yeah, Kitty kicking him out. Kitty's kicking
Right.
him
This is
out.
true. If he's paying bills and you're buying food, then I mean, cut back on a little bit of the food and save up that money and get your own spot. Get your own
Right.
spot.
And let her
Mimi
know you
said
plan on
they
moving
probably
out because
can't
we need.
qualify for a place of their own.
That's true.
Yeah.
And move to another
That's
state.
right.
You two young
Gold
people, you don't have no kids, move to another state then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gold Digger said she will never be the woman of the house in the mama's house. Really? I mean, that's just crazy. That's
Yep.
outlandish.
That's
Tamika, what
Very
you think
true.
about this one?
Y'all hit all the points.
Yeah.
You in my kitchen cooking? No. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
No.
And you know I would. And you know I would, voracious one. Voracious said I could see Candy saying that while holding the door open. Child. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we're gonna read
Yeah.
one more before we get out of here today. We're gonna read one more before we get out of here. And this kind of goes along with what we were just talking about at the very top of the show about this laws being passed and then basically criminalizing the homeless. So let's get into this one. So they want to know, are they wrong for refusing to allow cousin-in-law and his family to move in when they're about to be homeless? Okay, let's see what happens here. So here's the scenario, you guys. My husband's cousin Chris and his wife Rachel have three kids, 13,
Not
5, and
naming
3.
them.
Yeah, 13, 5, and 3. Now, already when he said they had three kids, y'all not coming over here, not with me. That's too many of y'all. Okay. And we've hung out twice since our daughter, 7.5, was born. We're not close. Rachel's always been rude to me. Before my husband met me, Rachel had a thing for him, and tried to date him. He never reciprocated. And then when we became official, Rachel started dating Chris. Chris called asking if they can move in with us as they're homeless. Chris and Rachel missed rent payments and got evicted and have been couch surfing with their three kids for the past month or so. My husband said he would need to talk to me first. My immediate response was no. Husband agreed, although he felt bad. Now, see, look, I'm already hearing. You see how men will do? They'll try to. Oh, my wife said no. Okay, let me
I was
let
just
me do
thinking
that.
that. I was just thinking that. I was like, he did. That was a play. That was a play.
Chris's family had been giving them money to make their rent payments, and instead of paying rent, they used the money for other things. Chris works odd construction jobs and doesn't make much. Rachel claims she can't work because of ADHD. Baby, you better go get you some meds. Okay. Chris called back. Husband apologized and said, we don't have the space. Chris tried to say we have 5 bedrooms. Now, see, that would have pissed me off right then and there. Don't tell me that we got 5 bedrooms, that we got room for you when I said we don't. Now, that would have pissed me off. Okay,
I
my
would have hung
husband
up.
clarified. He says, my husband clarifies that we don't. We have four, one of which is my office. Chris says he's disappointed and he would have helped us. My husband says I work from home and I need the house to be quiet. Chris says he doesn't understand where we get the impression that their kids can't be quiet and he's offended. Rachel says we have the money and a big house to help, but that we would rather see 3 kids end up on the streets because I'm greedy. I snap and tell her that the kids are not my responsibility and I'm not comfortable sharing my home with strangers. It's not our problem they mismanage their finances and that maybe she shouldn't have gotten her nails done every week and paid their rent instead. She responded that I don't understand how hard they have it because I'm privileged and providing for 3 kids isn't cheap. So I said maybe she should get a job and stop using ADHD as an excuse. And they should have thought of that before having kids and hung up. Husband's phone started blowing up with calls from family members. He picks up Chris's dad, Paul's call. Paul wants to know why we're First of all, Paul, don't call me. Take them in your house. They're your kids. They're your grandkids. Oh Lord, let me get through this. Let me get through this. Paul wants to know why we're unwilling to help. I asked him why he and his wife haven't opened up their home, as this is his son and grandkids after all. He says Chris and Rachel and the kids stayed for a week, but their house is too small and it didn't work out. I told him that we aren't close to Chris and Rachel and have no obligation to them. And I suggested he and his wife reopen their home to their son and grandkids. He said they did open their home and now it's our turn. I laughed and hung up. So now my husband's family thinks that we're cruel and heartless. We also haven't disclosed that I'm pregnant, which is also a big reason they're anti vax and don't want to be exposed. And I'll be going on maternity leave for a year as of January, so we're trying to save up. So what y'all think? Ooh,
I
Lord.
think they
Uh-uh.
should just stay right where they are and tell them this is not a good time. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's
Ooh,
all.
Period.
That's it. That's all.
yeah. That's
And if you
it.
Seriously.
feel
That's all. That just say no. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and honestly, we got to do a show on this because
You know they
we
ain't
do
gonna.
we do got to have a show on this because honestly speaking, you guys, a lot of people have a hard time saying no. They really, really do. A lot of people have a hard time telling people no. When no is a complete sentence, you don't even have to. You don't have to. All you have to say is no. You don't have to say no. I can't do it because X, Y, Z, and ABC. You don't have to say that. You just have to say no.
say it in Spanish, no.
No.
I used to struggle with that though for a lot of years. I was always, willing to help, go that extra everything. And then, and I probably just learned this over the last 2, 3 years, really, really got serious with myself. And because using the word no in certain circumstances was difficult for me, or I would really feel bad. Now,
Yes.
my favorite line that I used a lot in a lot like and you can use it practically in any kind of situation is now is not a good time. It's just
Ooh,
now.
that's a good look. That's
That's
smooth.
good.
That's
Yeah,
smooth. That's smooth, go
that's
better. Now
yeah,
it's not
that's
a good
what I
time for
use
me.
now.
If you can't.
Instead of using no, I just say now is not a good time. I'm not obligated to tell you why it's not a good
Wow.
time. I'm just saying. And then another thing I learned, instead of making a decision like a yes or no right then on the spot when someone asks you, for whatever it is, you say, hey, let me get back to you and think about it. And then you think about it and you say, come back and say, now is not a good time.
Now it's not a good time.
Then block
Like
their calls.
I'm a two piece your ass with this one. No, let me think about it. And then one day later, now is
Look,
not a good time. I
you
wish
gotta
I could
But
help
how
you.
did
Now is
they?
not a good time.
step your game up out
How he
here.
gonna come? How you gonna say to you, "Oh, you're not worried about what?" I mean, like you would rather 3 kids sleep on the street. What was that energy when you was getting your nails done, and not like you are a paid construction worker, like you work on command. Why you not out there busting a move out in the industry, like in the field.
Ooh,
You
it's
don't seem to be
crazy.
worried
Let
about
me
it. Why I gotta be worried
yeah.
about it?
Let
And
me
then
say
the other
hello to
thing is,
Ravish and Rashonda. Let me say hello to Witches Brew. Hey, Sip and Talk. Yes.
hey,
Oh my goodness.
but do you know what?
Hey
Somebody
y'all.
please tell me when ADHD became a disability.
Listen, I have ADHD and I
It's
applied for SSI and I was denied. I take 2 Adderall a day
listen,
and I was
when
denied.
did it become a disability? Like, it is what it is. It's like you having depression. It's like you having anxiety. It's like you have it, right? But you function. You do what you gotta do. Like it's
It's hard,
people.
but you
I
just find
work.
the work what works for you. Like you find the route
Mhm,
that works for you. It's hard. It really is
exactly.
hard sometimes.
Oh,
But I'm
I
not gonna
know.
sit there and be like a court stenographer or like cooking, like running somebody's bucket all day. I can't do that type of work because my ADHD, I'll be wandering. Y'all,
Yeah, but I mean, like,
you find a job.
my son has ADHD. I used to be like, but you still able to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some people have it worse than others. I get it. But as you grew as an adult, you do find ways to control it, right? And if it's medication, then you get on that. Like, but for you, because you mismanaged your finances and you don't have the money right now, and if you're homeless, I think there's got to go reach out to those programs and resources and this, that, and the other. And don't be calling my phone, all of y'all. Grandfather, grandmother, all don't be
If
listen.
y'all can't stand up, why
That
should I
part.
be have to
Don't be
stand
calling
up?
my phone. I gotta say that. Like, don't be calling harassing me. Why y'all harassing me? Like, I might have 4 or 5. I've been in that. I've been in that situation. Big old 5-bedroom house, just two of us in there. And I helped out people and helped out people and helped out people. And it's like, no, no
Let me
more,
tell you something, because I have
no
an extra
more.
bedroom, right? And it just so
Yeah.
happens that my ex-husband's brother was in this county, or this city, I should say, and I haven't got a call from him in 3 years. And he
Mhm.
called, and he told me he didn't even call me. No, this is what he did that I didn't like. He called my son. My son is 17, and he gave him the phone. He's like, Uncle Devon's on the phone. He wants to speak to you. And he asked if he could stay with me. Mind you, I have a daughter too, and that's not my ex-husband's daughter. And he was like, "Oh, can I come stay with you? I was staying with some people out here, and they lost their apartment, and I want to, like, know if I
How
could
you
come
lose the
stay with you."
apartment? How you lost the
It,
apartment? That's what I want to know.
and he said, "Don't tell my brother."
Mm-mm.
And then how about this part, y'all? How about she said that she once liked her husband? You really not getting to hear
Oh
it.
hell no! So you can walk
Yeah,
around naked?
Yes.
Absolutely
you
not.
really not
Yes.
getting to
Because
hear
look,
it.
sound like you went to Chris as a backup plan. Chris was the backup.
Yes.
Like, dang, I can't have the one I really
Yeah.
want. So let me get his relative. Oh, look.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And I
you
don't
I
care
wouldn't
if them
be.
kids is how you many 3 kids? When have you ever known 3 kids to be quiet? I don't
To
care if
be
they mute;
quiet.
they still
Right.
making noise. Like
ah
Look,
serious.
nope, 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 nope. And look, keep your business to yourself. Cause look, the second somebody find out you got some extra space at your house, it won't even be them. They'll be trying to volunteer your space to somebody. Oh, I
Mhm.
know somebody who could probably take you in. What? Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Don't volunteer
my son
me
probably told him
for nothing.
I have
Cause you're
many
gonna be real
residents.
embarrassed. You're gonna be real embarrassed when I say no right in front of you and say, I don't know why she told you about me.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
why she told you that.
Yeah. So old girl should just keep her foot down, 10 toes. Like,
Ooh,
sorry.
yeah. Oh my goodness, yo, we getting out of here, but I have had a ball with you guys today. I think, look, I did miss yesterday. I had something going on. Look, we might do something tomorrow, or who knows? Maybe I will come back tonight, late night. Look, I like to stay up late on Fridays, but we're gonna see. Now, Tamika, are we twitching tonight? Let's get that out the way and see what's going on. You twitching
I'm not
tonight?
sure. I'm not sure, but just have your notifications on.
Oh, have your notifications on Twitch, you guys. Cause look, if Tamika's migraine come back, she ain't gonna want to be bothered.
Get
Tamika,
that
you
But we'll
okay?
see.
use that
You
ice,
okay?
honey. But thank you for the great show. It was great.
Yes, we had a fun time. We
Ah,
talked about a lot of great things, you guys. And look, we may come back. We may come back later on. Let's see. But look, y'all know I came on 10 minutes after I got off work. So look, I need to take me a real break right now. It has been wonderful hanging out and discussing these very important topics with you guys. Because look, even so much as the little questions that we pose are important, because look, you never know who else is going through that very same thing right now. Look, somebody listening right now is stalking their ex's Instagram account right now and looking at his new woman and feeling like she not good enough. So look, we reaching her. Look, we sending her some words of encouragement, girl. Stop stalking that man's page
That's
and
right.
build yourself up. Yes, that's right. So you guys, thank you guys for coming through. If you did not hit the like button on your way in, please hit it on your way out. And if you have a minute or two, please, you guys, drop me a little quick comment. I definitely appreciate it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye,
All
everybody.
right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Go get you something to eat real good. Grab you a little glass of wine and relax because the weekend is just getting started, you guys. See you later. Bye.